Hello and welcome to Two Tangle Tuesday, where we do 2 tangles in 20 minutes or less. Today we're going to be doing Hibred and Joki. So the first thing that I want to do is create a frame. And then I kind of want my hybrid to go a certain way. So I'm going to very lightly draw a little bit of a string for that. Okay. And then I'm going to go over that with my pen. And so we're doing hybrid now. Alrighty. And then I'm gonna aura these lines. Okay. Now let's do hybrid. If you've never done this before, it might be easier for you to do this tangle on a line that's a little bit straighter. But I think this gives it a bit of interest. Okay, so after you make a zigzag inside your channel there, we're going to do this. I'm going to start in this middle one. So I always like to start on the right side of these triangles. So I'll show you what we're going to do. And then the next step is in the other direction. So like this. And then we go back in the first direction. And then once again the other way until there's no more space left. When I get close to the end, I do like to do the whole thing at one time. Okay, and then when you're done with that side, you can turn it over and do the same thing. Starting on the right side again. And I'm going to fill this whole one up right here. You just alternate your lines. right, and that is Hibred. And so now in doing Joki, I am going to kind of be contrasting something really swirly with these straight lines, which I really kind of like the idea of doing that. And so this is how we're going to do Joki. So I'm going to kind of tether it to this Hibred line right here. So I'm going to make a spiral, but I'm going to keep the edge of it. I'm going to do this in the middle, kind of straight. So see, and tether that to the line like that. Alrighty. And then what we do, even though this would be like, you could just fill this whole thing with print on, that would be kind of cool too. But that's not what we're doing today. We are doing Joki. So you make a orb like that. And then I go down like a lot more than I normally would when doing this tangle. So in the step outs, it seemed to be one that turned around very quickly. So there we go. There is Joki. I did this one pretty big so that you can see it. And one of the things that I like to do is kind of treat this as if it was a print-on, and darken that little edge here, and darken this little edge here, give it some weight. It's kind of different the way with this Joki on here, but that's okay. So I really like that. So now I'm going to put some smaller ones, now that you see how to do it, next to it, okay? And it probably won't draw the whole entire Joki, but that's okay. Not too much smaller. Okay, and we just use the holly bob method. Alrighty, looks kind of cool. I really like this pattern a lot. And then I'm just going to add some Jokis onto the top. A bit smaller. This one I'm going to tether. This doesn't have a lot of room to put an actual whole entire Joki, but I actually don't want it to be empty, so I am gonna just put a print on in here. And I'm also gonna put one in here as well. Maybe two. I'll see how many I can fit. All right, now let's shade this. I like to highlight the big difference here in Hibred. And now let's do our Joki. I'm just going to get the top of these little petals here. All right, and the last thing I would do is in between this printer and right here, this little space right there, I'm gonna color that in. And then I'm gonna color this part in. All right, so I think I got all the negative spaces. And that is our Hibred and Joki.